Playoffs roll on, and now it's Premier League, the best of the best of the best. Thank you so much for being here with MLE Esports, presented by 8 PM Music. My name is Novanta, current Dodger, but that's kind of irrelevant here, being joined by Dex. Dex, I'll ask you how you're doing, but I know you must be on the edge of your seat with this match coming up soon.
I truly am. If it's anything like the games I casted last night, they are going to be a banger of a series. I mean, last night was incredible, but so far the games, or the series tonight, have been just as good, and we have ourselves a good one here tonight. Like you already said, it is the number 2 Shadow going up against the number 3 Rhinos here in the Premier League. Winner, actually, we already know who they will be playing. They will be playing, I believe it was the Flames.
Yeah, can you imagine that, being the Flames, getting that first round bye, looking on top of your perch, looking down to see who's going to fight and claw to get to be your next round opponent. I know they'd be there with their tubs of popcorn. The Rhinos and the Shadows are fantastic teams, and we're going to see that now. It's the best of 5. There's no 5-game series. There's no margin for error. You get 3 losses, you go home.
Yeah, that's always one of these biggest things with it being a best of 5. When it's a best of 7, you can have a couple games where, you know, you're not playing your best. Best of 5, however, you can really only have one game where you're having an off game. After that, everything becomes really, really concerning if you consider to have off games.
Well, the time for talk is now over. It is now a best of 5. Rhino, Shadow, right now Premier League, MLE Esports.
Rhinos coming out in their home gray, Shadow in their alternate yellows right now. Hornet's going to play that one at the midfield down closer to the Rhinos' goals. It gets played across field by, I believe, Electro and Red there, as Prosperity is going to keep this in. Jordan goes for a shot, but gets denied by a Rhino. Red gets a demo there. Hornet with another shot. Jordan with the follow, but Pandy with the nice save.
Well, Pansy, I've heard rumors have been swirling. It's not 100% here today, but still going to try to fight like the warrior they are. There's still no score here. 30 seconds elapsed, but as I say that, go the other way. It's a Shadow to open the scoring.
Yeah, just an excellent play coming out from the Shadow here. Prosperity with this nice pass off the backboard. Red goes up for Electro, not able to get there in time, and Jordan makes them pay for those mistakes there, burying that ball into the back of the net. Only 28 seconds in this first game, and the Shadow already sitting on top.
You talk about that first game being more of a sussing out period, but if you score first and early, you really put the whole tone and the whole speed of plays in your lap, and it's truly controlling your destiny. Rhinos now have to come up with an equalizer. Let's see if they find a way to do that. With only 4:17 to go in that first game, there's a lot of time, but you know what, Rocket League, you blink and you miss it. Shot in the corner, and that ball's loose.
Yeah, speaking of stuff going on in this game, already a lot of demos. We're only a minute into this game. We've seen 5 demos, 3 from the Shadows, 2 from the Rhino, actually both being credited to Electro there. Shadow trying to get something going on the offensive side. A bump coming out actually from the Shadow here might lead to something. Electro centers it there for Red, but Hornet with a nice breakup as they clear it back down to the opposite corner.
Well, this is the very definition of stream nerves. There's a little bit of those bumping, and rule warning your teammates is always a sign of going too aggressive. As I say, that is a bump that was just clearly knocked away by Pandy. I was going to say, being on stream really does debuff some teams. It does get kind of rattled. You want to be able to knock into your teammates. You want to be able to have as much space as you can to go with your rotations to get shots on frame.
Yeah, look at this Electro trying to bully that ball in. Jordan makes an incredible save. Prosperity with an even better one. A minute and a half into this game, and that's only the Rhinos' first shot right there. The Shadow already have 6th, and they continue to attack right now. Jordan's going to pick this ball up. Electro's going to try to get away from them. Does, and picks up their 4th demo already of this game. We're not even 2 minutes into it.
Yeah, not even 2 minutes in, and both teams are putting everything forward. And I usually say when it comes to this, it's usually the opposite. It's the team that establishes control and having a more technical rotation, the one that seems to be the one advantage. But you know what? I like technical fights in real life, but a nice good old slugfest, a little brawl, is kind of spicy too. 2:50 to go in game 1. They're only the 1 goal, the difference for the Shadow.
Yeah, and Pandy tries to play this one downfield, gets knocked out of the court, but centers it straight to Red. Red just crossbars it down. It does not go in. We try to see Electro do something there, but Jordan able to get away from the goal for the moment. Pandy's going to pick this ball off the sidewall here. Doesn't have a lot of boost, so can't do much with it, as Prosperity 2K is going to be able to carry it all the way across field. Does have some boost. Going to try to air carry this one. Tries to fake it past one, but the member of the Rhino, they're just able to get away from them.
It just seems every time the Shadow's a bit more creative and they try to do a shot that we're not really expecting, the Rhinos are there because they're a faster team. You don't really have to be the smartest team on the pitch. You got to be faster than your opponent. It's kind of like, I guess, a Rhino, if you think about it. Huh, I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
We see the Shadow try to clear it out. Electro, though, able to pick this one up. Tries to get a bump there. They get the bump onto Prosperity. No shot coming out. Pandy's going to keep this ball in. Red going to center it off this back wall, leaving it for Pandy. Pandy just shoots it a little bit too high. The ball still in the Shadow side of the field, though. Hornet going to try to carry it out, but we see Red intercepted just before it crosses that midfield line. Bumps Prosperity out of the way. Pandy tries to get it towards the center there, but Prosperity and I believe Jordan get it away.
Well, that's it. Yeah, you do all the hard work. You beat 2 defenders, and you have a shot on frame, and the crossbar denies you. I mean, that only happens a couple times before frustration tends to really sink in. So if you're Pandy, you're saying, hey, look, I had some opportunities. It didn't really happen now. Let me just put up with the throttle just a little bit to give myself more of a chance, more of an opportunity to get that ball past the net.
Yeah, we're coming down to about 75 seconds left to go in this game. Prosperity is going to carry this one up, calling their own number here, but misplays it. Hornet goes up for a shot, fakes it there. No one there for the Shadow to try to get it that one on goal. Pandy is going to get a touch, play it towards goal, but Prosperity gets away. Pandy falls it right up, though, by centering it there. However, no one there for the Rhinos necessarily do anything. Pandy trying their hardest to get some form of offense going here. Red going up for the shot. Hornet with the save.
Well, 1 goal leads always make me nervous because you can totally lose that in the blink of an eye. And thought many times that would be an equalizer for the Rhinos, but the Shadow are staying resolute. They still have that 1 goal. They have the advantage. And barring something kind of crazy or defensive lapse, they may walk away with this one.
Yeah, 37 seconds to go. Pandy with another shot. Jordan with another save. But here comes the opportunity. Electro does make sure that they make them pay.
Doesn't matter where I cast, the caster curse follows me. Look at the equalizer late into game 1. It's a little help from the post. It was kind of a post pass. Doesn't matter how you get it in the net. It's in the net. 1-1.
Yeah, one thing I kind of want to point out about this game, about through the first 90 seconds, it was only the Rhinos had 1 shot and the Shadow had 7. However, 30 seconds left to go. The Shadow only, again, still have 7. The Rhinos, on the other hand, have 7 as well. So that offensive pressure coming out from the Rhinos has been much more prevalent in the last couple minutes of this game.
I thought for sure we were seeing a lot more goals. Only 2 goals have just happened in almost 5 minutes of regulation, 1 apiece. And while it looks like we're going to overtime, I don't want to jinx that yet either, as the way I'm going today. But a shot on the frame, and guess what? I jinx it anyway. Hornet has a go-ahead goal with 4 seconds to go.
Novanta, you are the best friend of the Shadow at the moment, the worst enemy of the Rhino. Trust me, I understand what it's like to cast a team. It's not fun, but honestly, in the end, it is kind of funny. 4 seconds left to go, though, for the Rhino to try to do something here, but Prosperity might be able just to do enough to get another goal. However, Pandy gets it away. Now clock have struck 0. The Rhinos need to find a goal here.
This here raises a bunch of questions because that ball's going to be spiked down or being carried by Pandy. Yes, that ball's going to be spiked down. Shadow win game 1. Well, the Rhinos kept in lockstep. They weren't outclassed. They weren't totally the slowest team in the pitch, but it came down to getting shots on frame. Tries Pandy might. The accuracy wasn't there. Look at the shot totals. Almost pretty even. 10 shots to 8 shots in favor of the Shadow, but still only scoring 1 goal off those 8 shots is something you have to tweak if you don't want to go home.
Yeah, that's only about like I'm trying to do quick math in my head here. I'm not good with math right now, so I'm not gonna try.
No one is really.
But I mean, just both these teams had great opportunities. 10 shots, 8 shots, a lot of shots coming out. However, the Shadow had 5 saves. Rhinos only had 4, so a lot of those shots weren't necessarily going in that goal, weren't getting saved. They were hitting that crossbar, and that is always either a team's worst enemy or their best friend. And for this game, it was both the team's worst enemy.
Now you can tell they're not playing the Rocket League they have come to expect from that organization. So game 2 will be a twofold mission for them to get that go-ahead game to put themselves in series point and do it in a way that takes the Rhinos out of the series on a psychological and mental level.
Yeah, and another thing, like I really noticed in that first game, about the first half of that game, the first 2.5 minutes, we saw 8 demos come out from both teams combined. 5 for the Rhinos, 3 for the Shadow. However, in the last half of that game, we did not see 1 demo, so it seemed like each team was trying to get something off those demos to start. However, once they kind of realized it wasn't really working in their favor, they just stopped.
Again, it comes back to the creativity of the Shadow. They're coming up from different shooting angles from all over, and the Rhinos were playing catch-up because they're not necessarily a clever team, but they are a faster team. So that's why we have a little bit of a lack of demos. I can always say in my experience, in my childhood hero, Lychee once told me, even games tend to have a lot more of that aggression, a lot more of those bumps and demos.
Yeah, great opportunity there by Electro. Gets denied by a member of the Shadow, but this is a good opportunity to Prosperity, able to get away from the goal. Red gonna try to carry this one up. Gets a touch there. Is gonna center. It's floating in front of the goal, but there's no member of the Rhino there to put a shot. Jordan now gonna carry this one downfield. We see Electro again go up for it to get it away from the goal.
Yeah, you know what? I love everyone going forward, much like the first game. But again, the accuracy issue is rearing its ugly head. This is the Premier League. We just said it was the best of the best of the best. And you can't be the best if you're not scoring these goals.
Not Red. Gonna play that one across field. His teammates bumped there by accident. Prosperity's gonna be able to pick this one up. And we see a 50-50 go all the way across field. Horn's gonna pick this one up, but Electro able to get away from Jordan now. Gonna play it to that sidewall. Try to play it to themselves. Not able to. And this might be a breakaway for the Rhino. We see an opportunity come up, but just nothing comes from it.
Well, nothing comes from him. He gets popped back, and I got to give props there for Electro. A lot of teams would have rotated back and just accept the onslaught, but being there to poke that ball away, bought their teammates time to really understand what the formation is, and gave them some more opportunities to have themselves going forward. These are things that really mean nothing now, but late in the series, those could be goal-scoring opportunities for a team.
Electro going with a double touch and playing some bowling ball on the goal line, centering it there for Red, and with that nice help from Electro with the assist and knocking Prosperity 2K out of the way, we see the Rhinos take the lead here in game 2.
That's the opposite of a caster curse, right? Again, that aggressive nature, not rotating back, closing that space, that's aggression without bumps and demos, and they have the first goal of the game.
I mean, it's a cast curse for one team, it's a blessing for the other. So right there, you might just cast curse the Shadow. However, the Shadow looking to find a quick goal here fast. Not able to as Pandy plays it downfield. Prosperity gonna play it to the corner, leaving it there for Hornet, but Red gets there first, actually forces Hornet to miss on it.
Well, forcing your opponent to miss on things is definitely a part of that mental game of Rocket League. As that comes to technical skill, that shot's just knocked aimlessly in front of net. That could have been an opportunity to score to get that second goal there for the Rhinos, but it wasn't to be. But like I was saying, that's beyond scoring goals. Is really taking your opponent out of the series to force them to make the mistakes. It's extra icing on the cake.
Prosperity gonna pick this ball up, only has to beat one person. That's Pandy. They center it a little bit too high. Electro's gonna play this ball out to the corner. Hornet picks up a demo, only their second one of this series. We're about to cross that halfway point right now. The Shadow playing from behind at the moment. First time we've seen them play from behind this entire series. And it doesn't necessarily seem like they're playing any different at the moment, but as that clock gets lower and lower without them finding an equalizing goal, I have a feeling we're gonna start seeing them play a little bit differently.
Yeah, 9 times out of 10, I'm not really worried about being down a single goal, but it seems that the goals are just so rare in this series. That gives me a little bit cause of concern. There was a bit of a late goal theatrics in game 1, but you can't rely on that. So, yeah, if you're the Shadow, you got to score quickly now and often.
Yeah, Electro, they're going to play this ball away from the goal, try to get past Prosperity. Does do that right there, leaves it for Red. Red going to clear it all the way back downfield. Going to try to follow this one up. Actually wins that 50-50 against Hornet, plays it all the way across field. Pandy, another 50-50 win there, but we see Jordan get away. Electro's with the nice center, but it gets denied there by Jordan. Hornet now clears it back upfield. Red going to try to pick this one up, but Hornet gets there first.
Well, Hornet gets there first. It was pretty much all for naught. You know, sometimes commenting first on a video doesn't really mean much if you didn't watch the whole thing. You know, you got to get yourself the space, you got to get yourself the shooting lane, and make sure you make the most of your opportunities, or else you're just giving possession away.
Yeah, and talk about making most of your opportunities so far. The Shadow have only have 2 shots this entire game. Both have been saved by the Rhinos. The Rhinos have given themselves some more opportunities this game. 5 shots already, and this is a great one right here, but Jordan gets that ball away from Red. Pandy gonna try to pick it up, but again, Jordan able to get away from them, leaving it there for Prosperity.
Well, leaving them for Prosperity, it was kind of going back. I won't say it's a loose ball. It's kind of a dogfight in that mid-pitch, which, to be honest with you, I thought would have been happening a lot earlier in this series. That said, the possession game, if you want to give points for that, go to the Rhinos. They've been able to hold things down, play a half-court game for the majority of this one.
Yeah, 60 seconds left to go now. The Shadow have to find an equalizer here. The Rhinos looking for a little bit of an insurance goal at the moment. Jordan's going to try to clear it downfield, but Red intercepts it at the midfield line. Prosperity, though, will pick it up. Gets it past one member of the Shadow, trying their best to do anything here, but just, again, the Shadow able to intercept it.
Well, everything there's an option is also an opposite reaction. When these teams understand what you're doing, it's your job now to come up with some plays that no one's expecting. Creativity does win the games when it comes to these high-ranking, wow, what a shot. I got knocked on the side. That was saved away by Red. When it comes to these high-ranking games, you have to be as creative as you can and make sure your opponent doesn't know we even begin to defend.
Yeah, Rhinos now 13 seconds on the clock, cannot give up a goal. Hornet, this is on goal. It's almost in. Pandy with the incredible save. Jordan with the shot. Gets denied by Red, but they cannot stop Prosperity. And with 6 seconds to go, the Shadow tie it up.
I thought equalizer save. I thought it was equalizer save, but the third time is the charm. Prosperity, clutch as ever, has another equalizer.
6 seconds to go here in this game. Will we see our first overtime of this series? Prosperity gets a breakaway here, trying to flick it over. Electros with a nice save. The clock has struck 0, but that ball is still up.
Tries your might. It looks like you're running out of boost, but sticking with it is what matters. But yes, you're right there, Dex. It is an overtime for a series worthy of it. I'm on board.
Yes, low scoring series so far. It will be the same score as we saw in game 1. Whoever wins this one will win it 2-1. So not a high scoring series, but honestly, with it being the best of the best here in the Premier League, I kind of expect that these games are going to be really close all throughout the series.
Yeah, it's kind of like a kung fu flick, right? Everyone is as good as the other. There's a lot of blocks happening left and right, but you know me, I like to have a little bit of a hit parade, a little bit of slugfest, a little bit of a, as I say that right on cue, Pandy, the one who's not 100% but has ice in the veins, making sure we have ourselves a tied series.
Yeah, we saw in the last series a game that went over 4.5 minutes in overtime. Pandy making sure this one doesn't even go half a minute, ties the series up now 1-1 after 2 games, and they have been 2 great games.
Yep. Absolutely. You see, we were talking about being able to close down space. We saw a lot more of that. Didn't get the bumps and demos I predicted, but it's okay. But what happens is that glass goal in the overtime period, talk about creativity, that was one angle no one was expecting. Using a corner shot, that hadn't happened in almost or over 2 games. This is what I'm talking about. You have so many tools at your disposal. The walls, the flanks, your teammates' inline passes. You do that upfield and make your opponent guess. And if they guess wrong, you have a net that's wide open.
Yeah, and speaking of nets being wide open here, I want to talk about the Rhinos' defense in that game. 6 saves that entire game, 3 coming out from Red, 2 from Pandy, and 1 for Electro. However, the Shadow only shot the ball 7 times that entire game, and that one shot that got past them was their only goal this one. So the Rhinos coming out and being a good team on the defensive side of the field and able to sneak 2 goals past the Shadow there to win this game.
Yeah, and speaking of open nets, make sure to tune to Open Net, part of the MLE Network, every Wednesday, wherever you stream your Twitch. But you're absolutely right there, Dex. You say no lies. Sovereign Heights, let's do this. Game 3.
Great plug there, Novanza. Make sure you tune into that on Wednesday. However, we are still in the middle of this game. This is the halfway point if this game goes, or if this series goes all 5. However, winner of this one will be on series point. Game 3 is now underway.
Pivotal game 3 doesn't begin to describe because we saw the problem of having not a lot of goals to share around these 2 teams. So it really comes down to who makes the least amount of mistakes, which is kind of par for the course. But now that is a microscope when it comes to the mistakes you're allowed, that kind of rope you have at Premier League level.
Yeah, Prosperity's going to try to play this one up. Red 50-50's Jordan there. Jordan actually wins that one. Electro, though, is going to play that one to Pandy. Pandy going straight up the middle there. Prosperity intercepts it. Red there in the corner. Just going to try to wait a moment here. Gets it past Prosperity. Pandy lets it fly over the head. Red is going to follow this one into the corner. Gets it past Jordan. Tries to get past Horn, but a 50-50 there is going to be centered. Pandy going to play that one high. It's arcing down towards the goal. Prosperity with a nice save, and Hornet with the breakaway.
Did all they could to get themselves the time and space, but just wasn't quite the right angle. But that is something I am proud of, being able to say we're going to do something with a try-team play. Passing plays will always win the day, especially at high-stakes games like this one.
Yeah, and right now we see the Rhinos continue to attack. Jordan tries to get this ball out of their side. Pandy, though, going to play that one back in. It's going to be a little high. Hornet going to intercept that ball on the back wall. Red with a centering opportunity, plays a little bit too far. All the way to the opposite corner it goes. Pandy now with a shot from the corner. It's a pass to Red, and Red buries it.
I just said passing plays in the day. Look at this one. Served up alley-oop style from the corner. Angle was perfect and was right dead center. Down Broad Street and Sovereign Heights. That's his money there, Dex.
Yeah, Jordan thought that Pandy was going to play that ball a little high. Instead, they send it low, and Jordan just guessed wrong there as they were already halfway up that back wall. And Red, again, gives the Rhinos the lead here, only about a minute and a half into this game.
Well, that's the kind of goal that really energizes the team because you beat everyone on defense. You had an open shot on net. Those are hard to come by. And when that happens, you see a team try a lot more things to make sure those goals come in bunches.
Yeah, Red here going to play it up. Pandy going up for it. Gets a touch there. Plays it a little bit wide and accidentally pinches it away from their own teammate there. Electro missed it on that side while Pandy does have some boost. Going to try to carry it over one. Does do that, but not over Jordan.
Well, Jordan saw it, understood how much boost was at stake, and not a lot of it. And boost management is something we don't talk about too much, especially when we have the standard business. A lot less pads to go around. So you got to be a lot more judicious and make sure you have enough to strike when you're by the net.
Yeah, Hornet tries to carry that one off the back wall. Pandy able to get away. Prosperity gonna play the one off the back wall. It gets past one. Red now carrying it up. Does have some boost here. Gonna try to get a bounce play off the ground. Does not get it, but we see Electro with the shot. They get a demo there. That's their 6th one already of this series. Jordan trying to get out. Electro playing it right to Jordan, and Jordan will finally be able to get away from the goal for the moment.
Post and crossbars just like feels bad, man, all night. So many opportunities have been clanging off of the woodwork. I know frustration has to be an element of that now because of how scarce it is these both teams are scoring, or lack thereof.
Yeah, again, talking about opportunities, we talked about them all this series. The Shadow, we're already halfway through this game, have not recorded a shot yet on goal. The Rhinos have been doing a good job keeping that offensive pressure up so far and keeping their defense even better.
Yeah, that's weird. That's another thing, though. I mean, look, I always say it doesn't matter win, lose, and draw. That's part of Rocket League. What a shot with the crossbar says no way. How close was that to be another goal for the Rhinos?
But who cares? Red with the goal here to give the Rhinos a 2-goal lead with just under 2 minutes to go.
Well, the original was great, but I love the sequel. Bringing it down, going across way the net right there was golden. 2-0.
2-0, a minute 58 left to go. The Shadow now have to play from 2 goals behind, but they might get one here off the kickoff. That's their first recorded shot right there, 3 minutes into this game.
The Rhinos have found a way to score 2 goals in a row. That's why I said that last goal really was the fuse, I think, to a whole new approach on net. So if you're the Shadow, now more than ever, you have to take the possession game to give yourselves more time to shoot and get yourself back to this game score-wise.
Yeah, right now, a minute 34 left to go in this game. Still, the Shadow struggling to get anything going on the offensive side. Prosperity tries to flick it over. They get a pass here to Jordan. Jordan will just play it into the corner, but Electro passes off that sidewall to Pandy. Electro picks it up at the midfield line and plays it into the corner.
Well, into the corner, I thought it was looking for a kind of a roll in front of the net, but sometimes that corner is kind of like rolling the dice. The ball went the other way, and that goes that offensive strategy. This could be a boon for the Shadow to get something back if they somehow find a way to capitalize, but Red Season cuts it off.
That was almost an incredible team play coming out from the Shadow there. Just wasn't able to, lead to anything there. Hornet trying to carry it up. Gets 50-50 away there. It's going towards goal. Gets counted as a shot. Red looking for the hat trick, I believe, right there. Does not get it, though.
Yeah, I thought for sure that would have been goal number 3. But again, the Shadow is a good team. They found a way to see, hey, look, we're kind of weak on the right side, the faraway side of net, and let's fortify our defenses. Is it too little too late? I think so for them. They have to start scoring and stop defending.
Ball off the crossbar there from that shot from, I believe it was Electro. 30 seconds left to go. Shadow have to find 2 goals. They have to find them fast. Jordan does have some boost here. Gonna try to fake out Electro. They're able to do that. Prosperity with the shot. It's just a little wide. Electro with the clear and the carry.
That's what I'm talking about. Clang, clang, clang. You slip past the defense. You have it every time to do a little bit of a cut on that shot. But yeah, it was just that nerves of being on stream or just trying to be a hero was a difference there, and they have nothing to show for it.
Nothing to show for it. Clock has already counted down. We are at 0 now, so the Rhinos will win this game no matter what. Ball strikes the ground there. Rhinos go on series point right now after what I have to say is actually the most dominant game of this series.
Imagine scoring 2 goals and casters are calling it dominant. This is exactly what we're talking about. This is what these two teams are giving each other, nary an inch or even a millimeter as far as space. But when I got that first goal from the Rhinos, when there was an open net, we saw a lot more brazen attacks on frame. The Rhinos are on another level. Shadow, now more than ever, 1, have to score at least 1 time in 5 minutes of regulation, and 2, take the Rhinos out of the gate on a mental level, or else this series will be your last.
Yeah, remember the Shadow coming in this game as the higher seed, the 2 seed. However, when you look at the records, they're not that far off from the regular season. Only 2 games being the difference here in the regular season. However, it is now playoffs, and looking at these stats right here really tells the entire tale of this game. Rhinos, game. Shadow, on the other hand, only had 1.
Well, the more telling thing if you're a Shadow member is saying, hey, look, Red scored 2 goals, but they were assisted. So you have a team that's doing a whole team formation. I always don't advocate violence, but you got to take some person out to really stretch out that formation to break down that passing game, or else, well, we know what's going to happen, or else. It is now game 4, Utopia Coliseum. Dex, who you got?
I mean, the Rhinos are riding this hot streak right now, so I'm going to ride with them here. However, you talk about taking people out there. The Shadow actually had more demos in game 3 there. However, it just didn't necessarily help them in the end. Prosperity picked up 2 there, and we still saw them score 2 goals.
Yeah, that's the whole thing about going for demos. You put yourself out of the play too if you're too aggressive. But now, game 4, 10 seconds elapsed. We're still tied at 0-0. I'm still waiting for my slugfest of goals. I don't think I'm going to get it, but I think we're going to get a fantastic game here, Dex.
Yeah, we're already deep into this game, or 20 seconds into this game, and I feel you here. It's going to be a fantastic game. Every game this series has been fantastic. The last one, like I said, was probably the most dominant game we've seen come from an individual team. We're already halfway through. Hornet looking for his shot, just a little bit high and wide there. Bounces off the crossbars. Prosperity, 50-50 his own teammate. They're back into their own side.
I thought nobody on that pitch saw that shot coming. Everyone's scrambling afterwards like, what do we do now? What do we do now? Fantastic. I like it. Another step up to confusing the casters and your opponents.
Hornet picks up a demo here in game 4. Only their third demo of this series right there. Hornet 50-50s it away from Pandy there, but we see Electro go after Jordan actually get there first. Gonna play it a little bit high, not a shot on goal, as Electro easily just able to intercept that one and try to get it away.
Try as you might there. Red, top of the key, hitting the ceiling down, and it's going the other way, shot on by Electro. And so, again, the passing plays is what the Rhinos are relying on, and accuracy is the storyline of this one, but to be able to put the ball downfield to give themselves a chance to come up with a plan B or plan C has really been the difference maker for them.
Yeah, we're already 90 seconds in this game. Neither team has apparently not counted for a shot this game yet so far. Each team has had opportunities, though. But the defenses are really coming out here early in this game. Red on the whip there, going to leave it right there for Hornet. It's a pinch. It's going to go a little bit wide of goal, but Jordan should be able to get there first. It's a centering opportunity. It's a shot on goal from Prosperity, but a nice save by Electro.
Well, Prosperity did what they could with that one. It's not every time you see whiffs like that on the ground, just totally unmarked and unchecked. But the question I have, Dex, is if you're the Flames, you're watching this series right now, you're probably salivating of how you can beat these opponents. What do you think is going through their mind right now?
I mean, in their mind right now, they're probably looking at this game just hoping that these teams kind of just bully themselves out here, tire themselves out here. But it's always a new series. Like, I look at this one, I try to learn what I can about the 3 players that they're playing, but always expect something different when it comes to their game next week.
Oh, absolutely, and hopefully next week we'll have another banger like we have with this one. 2.5 minutes elapsed, no score, which has been pretty much par for the course as we head towards the deep stages of Game 4 here at Utopia Coliseum. Pandy shot on the frame, but it's clocked off by Jordan, and Red is going to collect it, but it's cut off at the pass by Hornet. Ball's going the other way. Here's a chance for Hornet to make something happen around the corner, picking outside, and there's no one there because Electrolytes cuts it off.
He tries to pinch it up against that wall, but Jordan actually picks up the ball off that failed pinch attempt. Now it gets out. Hornet, though, intercepts it just before it gets cleared out. Gets a little touch there over Red's. A shot on goal. Electro with another incredible save there. Prosperity going to try to pick this one up. 50-50s it away from Pandy. It's up in the air. Jordan with the shot. Red with another save. Under 2 minutes to go here in this game, and it feels like the first goal might just be the winner here.
Yeah, Red is acting like a fourth car, just swatting away chances like the Hulk, and I got to get credit for that. They cover so much ground in so little time.
Yeah, we're already under a minute and a half, or just about to get under a minute and a half in this game. The Rhinos have not recorded a shot yet. The Shadow, on the other hand, have had 3. Pandy here going to play this one for their teammate. That's their first recorded shot there. Prosperity with a nice save. Jordan going to try to clear it out. Electro, though, steals it away from him. Prosperity denying the centering opportunity there. Hornet going to try to pick this one up in the corner. Does not have a lob boost. Gets it past 1. Going to stop there as Pandy now takes it away. They're playing it off that back wall. Pandy's going to call their own number.
I don't know what happened there. Was it out of gas? Hornet beats the ball, kind of slows down, says, I messed up, and that was pickpocketed and taken to the house by Pandy. You don't want to concede goals ever in this game, but conceding goals like that is bad news bears.
Yeah, now they have 73 seconds to find an equalizer. We have seen the Shadow equalize this series a couple times, but however, they have now not scored in about the last 9 minutes of gameplay.
Yeah, I think that's the most telling stat. Like I said, wins and losses are part of Rocket League, but you have to find a way to at least score 1. Anyone can score 1. That's what I tell myself when I get clapped in the lobbies. But as they say, that shot on frame, and that could be the dagger. Pandy, the one who's not 100%, one who's under the weather, make sure it's a double there for the Rhinos.
Yeah, and Jordan just missing that ball. There's such a key miss coming out for them. Pandy makes them pay. 52 seconds left to go right now. And like you said, that might just be the dagger in this series for the Shadow.
Shadow are running out of time. Probably the Shadows are getting a little bit longer here. 48 seconds to do 2 goals is definitely possible, definitely doable, but it has to be something miraculous because Pansy is coming with that ball on the side, and we're seeing the entire width of the pitch being used by the Rhinos. If that last goal was a dagger, this one is a twist.
The last goal's a dagger. This one is a nail in the coffin on the Shadows season right now. Pandy picks up a hat trick here in game 4, and that might just be it. The Shadow have to find 3 quick goals, and they have to find them incredibly fast.
You know what? I would say from my experience, I'd rather drop a game in overtime that's close than to see the lights turn off the last minute. Now it's about playing for pride. Pull one back for the club. You can do it, Shadow. 22 seconds ago, 3-0 scoreline, but Red cuts that off, and it's going the other way.
Yeah, 20 seconds left to go here. Shadow, like you said, just trying to find one play for their club at this moment, but Red's going to deny him with a nice downfield clearance. Prosperity's going to pick this one up, but the countdown has started. There's only seconds remaining in the Shadow season. The Rhinos will be going on next week to play the Flames in the conference finals.
Well, the Flames are going to have their work cut out for them because the Rhinos looked like the weaker team when it came down to composure, and they found a way to get themselves in gear and to overcome. If you're the Flames, this is a brand new challenge. GG's to the Rhinos. They take it in 4.
Pandy was looking for a 4th goal there, but gets denied. However, it doesn't necessarily matter there in the end because, like we have been saying these past couple seconds, the Shadow end up dropping this game dropping the series after winning the first game in it. So not necessarily the way they probably wanted to go out. However, the Rhino, on the other hand, looked like a team that is scary right now.
Yeah, scary doesn't begin to describe. This is why we call Premier League the best of the best of the best. And if you're feeling your team and you're rolling, it's a whole new thing. Or my mom would say, a whole new pot of pumpkin. Dex, any final words on this one?
I mean, this series was great all the way around. It was actually very close. Pandy, I want to give him a huge shout out here. 2 saves, all 5 shots for the Rhinos in that last game. They got 3 goals. Just looking at the stats I wrote down, though, Electro had 7 demos throughout that entire series. Shots was actually really close. It was in the favor of the Rhinos, 31-24 in that stat right there. So it kind of shows you who had the more dominant game or series after, essentially, I'd say the first game, really, because that was the only game that the Shadow actually outshot the Rhinos.
Yeah, whatever it is, there's going to be a lot of questions in the minds of the Shadows to head back to the locker room for those VOD reviews and coulda, woulda, shouldas, and that kind of introspection. But we move on with more MLE playoff action. This is MLE Esports presented by APM Music. Right back after this.